What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. I'm Scotty for Prez, and we're going to talk about if Modern Warfare 3 is really a DLC, what's all coming with it, and the most important part, if it's worth that $70. If you guys want to help the channel hit that 900 sub milestone before Modern Warfare 3 releases, make sure to subscribe only and if only you enjoy the video and want to see more. Now, let's get after it. So the general consensus is that this whole title, the whole horse and pony show, is really just a reskinned and updated Modern Warfare 2022. I can see how people think that, and I myself have even made a few jokes about it in past videos, but we have to establish what we're really getting here with this title. We're getting another campaign and presumably some more raids, although I'm not sure if that's confirmed. I just don't see why they wouldn't have more raids after how well received they were. So just like every other year, we will be getting another campaign, which looks great, and it's exciting to see the return of a no Russian mission, and I can't wait to see how this one in particular plays out. Then for another new addition, we will have a full-fledged zombies mode, which appears to be a mix of zombies and DMZ. I really enjoy the classic round-based zombies, but I think this could be really fun if done right, and Treyarch did lead on developing the zombies, so I would bet my clams that it'll exceed expectations. Those are just the first few things that are selling points for us, and those are more so just add-ons, just supplemental content to multiplayer and Warzone. So for the meat and potatoes, on launch we'll get those 16 multiplayer maps, all of which will be those classic Modern Warfare 2 maps, and from everything we've seen, they look great. They obviously added the doors and some objects to complement the new movement, but all the gameplay of these maps look really good, and they seem like they stuck to the original design and layout. I have taken note of creators who have played the game, and what they said was that the spawns were a little wonky, but that was all from the COD Next event, so that could be ironed out after the beta weekends and before the release date. Fingers crossed. When we're talking about whether or not this year's Call of Duty is worth it, we have to look at what's been improved on. The perk system was revamped, and let's be honest, nothing could be worse than the catch-up stain we had this year with the timed perks, so that's a big win.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
They fixed the minimap and the suppressor, which was always a staple in the series, and I'm not sure why it was changed and why after months and months of outrage it wasn't updated and fixed, but it's fixed now, and that'll make a noticeable difference in the pace of multiplayer. Also, take note that we should be receiving 3 new maps with every coming season, which is something I'm personally excited for because I played the original Modern Warfare 2 when it released, and I've played and seen these maps for, over a decade, and I was scared that they would get stale over some time just playing them in multiplayer. So this is awesome that we will still be seeing new maps every single season. Even if carry forward was not an option, the weapon selection is already slotted to be over 30 weapons, so it would be a sizable inventory to pick and choose from, and dear Lord, you answered my prayers and made the return of the EMP grenade. I mean, the list goes on, and not to forget about them increasing the time to kill, which now will widen that skill gap due to lengthier confrontations and the ability to actually react when being shot and regroup before you engage again. On top of all the fixes and all the additions to multiplayer, we're getting a new Warzone map, which also looks very, very promising, and you can tell that they took inspiration from Verdansk. The grayish color palette and wash and how dense and compact the whole map is. I mean, it seems like a very compact and dense map, which should allow us to rotate a bit easier, so we may even see the smokes meta shift since we won't have to heavily rely on them. There's so much more that we've seen over these past few days, and I know I'm leaving stuff out, but that's just a brief overview. In today's day and age, things are getting expensive, whether it be gas, food, housing, and while we've seen those games go from that $50 to $60 range up to now $70 and even higher for the more premium editions, the big question is it worth it? For me personally, I like to look at it as the time that I will invest in that game. For those of you that are the legal age and that drink, you know that if you go out and get some drinks, grab some food, that can easily equal $70 or even more, and that's just for one night and a hangover. Buying this game with constant updates, new content, and an overwhelmingly large player base, I don't know, to me it sounds worth it. I'm not here to tell you whether or not to buy it. I'm just telling you my opinion and laying out what we're getting with this new game. There's so much more content we will be able to see over these next few weeks as we get closer, and we'll be able to really dial in on whether this is just a glorified DLC or if it's a standalone game that delivers us what we want out of multiplayer, Warzone, and that supplemental content alike. Let me know if you guys think it's worth the
what the kids call cheese,
and if you're going to buy it. I appreciate your time, I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.